Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another historic Brawl gameplay video, and today we are playing Witherbloom the Balancer, a 8 mana 5/5 flying death touch, but he has affinity for creatures, so you're never paying 8 for him, and it also gives all instant and sorcery spells we cast affinity for creatures as well. So this is really powerful, not as powerful as Quandrix, I will say, because Quandrix you get value no matter what when you play her. I think Quandrix is a female dragon, don't know why. I'm pretty sure Witherbloom's a male dragon, but it does enable you to go off, because if you think, let's say you get to turn 5, even if you just have 5 creatures on the battlefield, you're paying 3 for Witherbloom, meaning you probably have like 2 mana left over, or maybe more if some of those creatures are mana docks, and then you can just cast a big spell the turn you play Witherbloom. So there is ways to get immediate value, and he's very powerful when you do. I have split the deck up in 2 sections, and the first section, and the biggest one, is basically ways to create tokens. Obviously, going wide with tokens is a great strategy for Witherbloom, and some of our spells are removal, like Rat Out, which gives a creature -1/-1, and we create a 1/1 token. Now, it does say up to 1 type creature, so if you're playing against a control deck, you don't need to target a creature, you can just create that 1/1. Rotten Reunion exiles a card from a graveyard, and we create a 2/2 black zombie creature token with Decayed, and it also has Flashback. Flashback's good as well, because that also gets reduced by the affinity to creatures with Witherbloom. And like Chatter of the Squirrel, again has Flashback, so we can create 2 green Squirrel tokens. Bitterbloom and Bitterbloom Bearer, we are familiar with just creating loads of fairies. We have some Eldrazi with Propagator Drone, which you can pay 3 to spit out Eldrazi spawn token, and it gives creature tokens you control have evolved, meaning when a creature enters that has higher power and toughness, it gets +1/+1. I think that's evolved, or it might be mana value, but anyway, it causes your creature's tokens to get really big. Springheart Nantuko is really powerful, because you can just either spit out copies of a creature it's bestowed on by paying 1 and a green, or if you don't, just get a 1/1 green instant creature token whenever land enters the battlefield under your control. Another card is Oviya, which you can pump out tokens with as well. Sedgemoor Witch which will get you tokens whenever you cast an instant or sorcery. Chatterfang will get you a Squirrel whenever any other token enters the battlefield. Scoop Swarm needs no introduction. Another Eldrazi Repurposer, when it enters, when we cast it or it dies, we create a token. Catacomb Sifter, when it enters, we create a token. Spore Swarm, okay, 3 tokens. Tenor Street Dry is really good as well. Beginning of each upkeep, we create a 1/1 green sapling creature token, and it can buff those tokens as well. So that's just going to get crazy. For the Common Good can copy creature tokens, or any tokens. Pest Infestation can remove enchantments and artifacts and create tokens. Awaken the Woods just creates lots of forest tokens. And Marwyn's Kindred is an alchemy card, but it creates a card named Marwyn the Nurturer, which, as you can see, it's a 1/1 that gets a +1/+1 counter whenever an elf we control enters, and taps to add green equal to Marwyn's power, but also X cards named Llanowar Elves on the battlefield. So if we pump mana into this, we're going to get a pretty big Marwyn and a lot of Llanowar Elves, and this is also one of our finishers as well. Next up, I have the ramp, and most of these are creature ramps. In fact, the only non-creature ramp we have is Dark Ritual and Rampant Growth, on Studious First Year. And this way, these basically count double, because your Birds of Paradise can tap for mana, but also reduces the mana cost of Witherbloom and your instant sorcery. So stuff we've all seen before, and some favourites like Badger Mole Cub, Lotus Cobra, Priest of Titanic, who have a lot of elves as well. And next up is things that essentially, these are the things that we're not necessarily ramping into, but we are going to be casting that have affinity for creatures. We do have Chainer's Edict, which might seem a bit odd at 2 mana, but target player sacrifice creature of a choice, but you can flash it back for 7. So obviously that's going to be reduced a lot. The key ones are the X spell. So we've got Green Sun's Twilight, Green Sun's Zenith, Finale of Devastation, Nature's Rhythm, Chord of Calling, and Genesis Wave. These will either let you find a creature with mana value X or less and put on the battlefield, and we are generally finding Craterhoof Behemoth or Endrace Forerunners, but most likely Craterhoof Behemoth. Or in, I think it's Green Sun's Twilight, which actually took over the top X cards. So if we pump a lot of X into this, we're probably going to get something good. And Genesis Wave just reveals the top X cards reliably and put all creatures or all permanents with mana value X or less from onto the battlefield. Other X cards are like March of Sorrows for removal and life gain. We also have Torment of Hailfire. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent of their choice to discard the card. You know, if we have 7 creatures out, even just 2 black, we've got to get them basically to sack all their non-land permanents or discard a card, and it's probably just going to kill them. And then we've got things like Verdant Rejuvenation, seek X creature, enchantment, and our Planeswalker cards, where X is the highest mana value among creatures we control. Witherbloom mana value is 8, but we're not casting it for 8, so if we can Witherbloom and then Verdant Rejuvenation for 2 in the same turn, that is just insane value. Rise of the Dark Realms reanimates all creature cards. Overwhelming Forces destroys all creatures our opponents control, and we draw a card for each one. 2 for now. We can just search up 2 creature cards and then entwine to put them onto the battlefield as well. Casualty of War, not the best one because it only reduces cost by 2, so it still costs 4, but it's still obviously an insanely powerful card. Shamanic Revelation, draw a card for each creature we control. We're going to be going wide, so we're drawing a lot of cards, and then we do gain 4 life for each creature we control, power 4 or greater. Usually only 1 because of Witherbloom. And then, you know, things like Vivian's Invocation, look at the top 7, put a creature card from among the battlefield, and then when it enters that way, it deals damage equals power to type creature and opponent control, so just a bit of removal as well. Army of the Damned, create 13 zombie tokens, so if they do remove Witherbloom, doesn't matter, we're just going to cost it for 2 again, because obviously the affinity does affect command attack, so as well. And round out the deck, we've got Fatal Push, Dismember, Fellow Profane, which acts as a land, and then Parallel Lives to double up our tokens. Mana base, we do have Basing Say as a way to create extra creatures by turning lands into creatures. County Garden enters tap, but it does create a token. Realm of Co can also create a token. Phyrexian Tower, obviously we can sack a creature, we're going to have lots of them as well. And Avendo, we can station pretty easily with all the creatures we have, and then just tap for load. So that's the deck. Really, really powerful commander. Not as powerful as Quandrix, I think, but out of the 5 dragons from Secrets of Strixhaven, I think it is the second most powerful one. But obviously, I'll be playing the other 3 in the coming weeks. Hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. We go first. We've got a first year and a Bitterblossom, so that's pretty good, and a bit of removal. Battle of the Big Bridge can take out Carebot if we activate Revolt. And Bitterblossom is going to be tough for them to remove. Not impossible. Things like Tormented, not say Tormented Voice, but no. Withering Torment, I think that's the one that does destroy, and Feed the Swarm, which does destroy enchantments. Are you going to take out? Well, there goes Bitterblossom. That's a shame. It means we can just ramp with rampant growth. You have something still that you can cast for free. The Phyrexian Mana thing? Well, let's just get a forest. Hopefully we can start spitting out tokens with our Fountain Port. We can literally do that next turn. Or if we draw a land, we may want a Fountain Port and Grazer and put in that other land. We could Twilight for 3. It only puts into our hand. You don't want to really Twilight until it's 5 or more. That's getting annoying. Also, they're taking a long time over everything. Let's swing in for 1. We will create a fish. There is Carebot. Well, Spore Swarm is an instant. This sucks because we've got a discard out there, obviously picking our Twilight now. We only have one card. What's the point of that? Was weird. That was very weird. I suppose that's all they had. Targeting the Unseated Plunder would have been better, because then they could have got a copy. There's something from our graveyard. From our library. They have removal. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. I mean, that was a lucky draw. I mean, unless they got a 2-mana Wrath. Yeah, that doesn't do what you think it does. Rob against Haybai, a tough commander. We've got ways to create tokens. We can Oviya turn 1, Blossom turn 2. Spore Swarm's pretty good as well. Spirit Companion and drawing a card. Bitterblossom. Let's swing in. I don't block. They probably have a lot of blink effects, which I want to blink Haybai with. That's annoying. Right. We'll shock you in. We'll Bitterblossom again. And we will Birds of Paradise. There is Haybai. Do they have like Ephemerate? Doesn't seem like they do. Well, let us propagate a drone. That will buff our thingamajiggies. And let's Witherbloom. What do we do that next turn? Suppose we have nothing in hand really that needs to be cast for cheap. So let's just create a servo. Well, now we need to clear out our hand, basically. Howard. Which we can do. We'll get an Overgrown Tomb. We don't want to destroy High Bay. Let's just destroy the Spirited Companion. We'll sacrifice one of our 1/1s. You can swing in. You want to attack with High Bay. You want us to block and kill it so you get to recast it again. We can create more. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Although you want to flash it in at, so it can attack. Well, everything evolves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can X equals 9? Loads of things grow. Well, actually, just Marwyn grows. Can we? We can't do that. There's no point sacrificing a token to cast another token. No. So we will you. And next turn, hopefully we can activate other Oviya's ability. Create 21/21, which will grow all our tokens. And then we probably said Leaf in the air anyway with 3, 5, 7. Yeah, we did. Up against Tyrokeen, which is not a commander you see very often. And I'm worried that a lot of our creatures are small. But we give it a go, and Bitterbloom Bearer is a very good way to get additional creatures. So I think we will flash it in. I probably suspect something's coming, the fact we've not rampant growthed. There's the bearer. And I think, well, we only have 2 tap lands, don't we? So, Mortuary. We'll keep that for funsies. And we'll get a forest. Which we should have done that the other way round. Oops. So we do need to tap Tyrokeen. So they can't do it. They can't activate her this turn. And that doesn't trigger Tyrokeen. More land. Let's get down the cottage and the repurposer. But now I think we're potentially in trouble because I imagine they have damage-based sweepers. Oh, just on a break. They do get a draw from that, but we do still get a creature. So we can get down Witherbloom. We should be able to Shamanic Revelation. Yeah, we'll take 2. Yeah, so Witherbloom. And then Shamanic Revelation, so we draw a bundle of cards. A bundle of lands, apparently. That's excessive. But next turn, hopefully we can get like a Crater Hoof with Nature's Rhythm. Unless we're just dead from that. Well, we take 5. Oh, I've ever seen that. Well, we can Lotus Cobra. Green. We will. This basically pays for itself. And we'll add a black. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can we get the Forerunners? Oh no, that was 8, wasn't it? Oh well, that's a bit of a... Let's get a Dryad. Thought the Forerunners were 7 mana. But we can Nature's Rhythm. Again, if we survive. I'm fully expecting to have a Pyroclasm at some point. And that draw and drawing 4 lands. Yeah, that's just as I was dead. Well, we've got us Nantuko, that's pretty good. But we don't have anything else and a lot of tap lands. Oh. I can get a basic land. Let's get out the Fanatic. Let's bestow onto the Fanatic and hope it doesn't die. And then next turn we can copy for Fanatic. I have a pond up. What do I have for 1 mana? Well, we still keep the Nantuko. We just don't get a Fanatic Aronis. Which is annoying, but not the end of the world. There is Medic. And unfortunately it's mana value 5. Well, we can get down Witherbloom. And then 1, 4, 5 plus 4 is 9, 10. We get poof. There it is. Bang, 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 bang. Well, alright hand. Better get a few forests with Awaken the Woods. With Sylvan Carry added as well. Yeah, that's hexproof. I always wonder if they're a combo deck. We can fell the Profane. Which we will. Now we will Awaken the Woods for 3. Well, we can... That's Mortuary. Don't need more lands. Let's audience with Tristani. And I think we're fine for now. Here comes Sonar again. Play out a County Garden, which does get us another creature. Witherbloom. Bit of a waste overwhelming forces just to kill one creature, but and there we go, and we can pick the Saproling Migration as well. We go first. Well, we have lots of ways to make tokens. Oh. Dwelling's Elite gets us another elf. We can get our opponent to sacrifice a creature. Let's hold back. Chainer's Edict is a sorcery. Are we on the Super Boring control plan? I think we are. Counterspell. Oh, Containment Priest. That didn't work. Yes. Oops, indeed. We will get Overgrown Tomb. They only have 1 white, so he could have Mana Tithe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there the mana tide? No. We go first, and we are in a race. We'll keep this. Nothing to Dark Ritual into. Let's get us a Vow Land. No, we don't have anything. Token. E. Well, would have preferred you a turn ago. Next turn we can Delighted Halfling and Fanatic. What have they got? They have a Fountain Port Bell. Putting land on top of your library is not great. I would like land though. There is a land. Perfect. Let's Fanatic. And let's Halfling. And then next turn we can Marwyn's Kindred for a decent amount. The Earthbender Ascension. Right. Ooh, Nantuko. We don't have a land though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 3 minus 1 is 8. Yeah, so let's do this for... I think we can do this for 4. And then Marwyn grows pretty beefy. So now our Fanatic taps for a lot. And next turn we should be able to Witherbloom and Finale. Oh, well. That's the Crater Hoof. 1, 6. Minus 2 is 4. I think for 7. Oh, but let's just get down the Nantuko. Annoyingly, I would want the Crater Hoot and the library to find with the Finale. But Forerunner? Well, we can just do this for 10, can't we? Or a Endrace Forerunner. Smash in. That's super lethal.